do you share the agenda? Oh, everyone push yes. Laura, would you mind sharing the agenda, please?
That's what I'm doing next.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm being pushy.
No,
All
no,
that
it's
coffee
okay.
I drank.
I just wanted to make sure everyone could hear that this meeting is being recorded. Okay, can you see the agenda?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so folks, we're going to review the agenda. If everyone could just read it to themselves. And then we are going to, someone needs to make a motion to approve the agenda, and then we will approve it.
Okay, and just tell me when I should scroll a little farther forward.
I'm cool with moving forward. Would anyone, if ever, sorry, I'm being pushy. Would anyone like to make a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Thank you, Teresa. Does anyone want to second that?
I'll second.
All right, if anyone objects to approving the agenda, raise your hand. But if you're in favor of it, yay, just we'll assume it's approved. Okay, Donna's joining us.
So should I stop the share? Dory, do you want to leave it up or should I stop the share?
Stop the share right now, thank you. Oh, more people are coming. Hey, there's Sandra. Okay, so we approve. Hello, Sandra. Hello, Donna.
Hi.
So we approve the agenda. Next, I'd like to open it up to anyone who has any public comment not currently on the agenda. Anybody got anything to say today?
It's pretty vintage, but it's pretty cool. And it's 1957, no updates.
Okay, no public comment.
No, Donna has her hand
has her
raised.
Oh, I'm sorry, Donna. Go
I'm
ahead.
trying to be nice and raise my hand.
Okay,
And I
Donna,
had
go
to-
ahead.
And I
Sorry.
had to find it. Okay, the deal is on the weekend of the 31st, which is Saturday, West Adams Avenue is on 7th Avenue. A lot of people received it already. We're doing our usual thing that happens in May, but we could not get the permit till now, and that is the community cleanup with 4 dumpsters on the street, and people are welcome. We will post that. I know Laura will post it around, and it will be an opportunity for people to bring things that are allowable, no tires and certain things, but that's all on our flyer. And it'll be Saturday, Sunday, and early Monday morning before they pick it up. So 2, maybe 4 days of from 8 to 8, you can bring things and put them in the dumpster. So a lot of people load their cars up or walk things in, but everyone, all are welcome. We will have continental breakfast on Saturday, and Saturday afternoon we will have food. It'll be a combination of food. We're handing out tickets in the morning for the first 50 people. So there you go. I just want to say that.
Thank you, sweetie. Or
You're
thank you, Donna. Sorry, I shouldn't be so familiar.
That's fine.
Does anybody else have public comment? Okay, it appears not. Thank you so much, Donna. Introductions. So we all know each other, but do we still want to go through introductions? All right, let's go. I'm going to call on people. Teresa, would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Teresa Masonette. I represent the West Adams Avenues, and my park is Benny Potter Park, and my library is Washington Irving Library, I think.
Beautiful. Miss Sandra.
Hi, Sandra Pruitt from Jefferson Park, JP in the house, and Leslie Starr Park, and the Jefferson Branch Library. I'm a community activist.
And you're a ray of sunshine. I truly mean that.
Hallelujah,
Miss
thank you.
Donna, another ray of sunshine.
Mhm.
West Adams Avenues, Benny Potter, and Benny Potter is a park for the entire 10th district and the city of LA. So it is not just West Adams Avenues. I want to make sure everyone knows that. And please enjoy Benny Potter Park.
And what do you claim is your library? What library do you go to?
We have the options of both Washington Irving and what is that?
Jefferson Park Library.
It's called, I'm trying to think, it's dedicated to someone. I'm trying to think of her name.
Oh.
It's on the tip of my tongue. It'll come to me later.
All righty.
Vashi,
Bessie Wright.
yeah, Vashi, right.
Miss Sharon.
Sharon Nishihara, Recreation and Parks, and I oversee the Central District, which includes Benny Potter Park, the South Sea House, and the Isidore House.
Do you also do Normandy Park?
Yes.
Okay. Shinaran, and if I pronounce that wrong, you're allowed to come over and beat me.
No, it's okay. Shinnery Stoneham from Recreation and Parks. I'm the acting principal recreation supervisor too for the Metro region, which includes South Seas House, Benny Potter. I don't have Laura Miller, but I also have, what else is in your district? Do you guys have Normandy Park?
Yes, we do. It's just right next to us.
Okay.
And then we have the two pocket parks, the one on Normandy and by the freeway, and the one by the Irving, Washington Irving Library.
Okay. So yes.
Laura?
So I'm Laura Myers, and I live in Angeles Vista, though I work in the Avenue. So I always think of Benny Potter Park and South Seas House as mine. But the truth is, I'm in Angeles Vista. So for my neighbors, it is the Normandy Recreation Center. That's their walkable local park. And then the two pocket parks. So we do, we'll have a map showing a little bit later in this agenda where we sort of, I'm showing because I also go to Lauren Miller.
So what do you claim is your library? What library do you go to?
Oh, well, so sorry, I'm a snub, downtown Central.
Hey, me too.
And then the other one that I actually go to would be the one that's on 39th and Western, regional. I don't usually go to the Washington Irving would be my walkable, but I don't usually go there.
All is good. Okay, my name is Dorit. I am currently the chair of this committee, also on the UNNC, and my parks are Normandy Rec Center because it's walkable, and then the little tiny Normandy Park that's by the freeway. I can't remember the name of it. And my library is definitely Washington Irving or the downtown library. Oh, I'm in Sugar Hill, which has a great name. All right, everybody. And I would like to make a reminder that all United Neighborhoods Neighborhood Council committees will have chair elections or chair appointments start in our August 5th meeting. So if you can make our August 5th meeting, of course, it's going to be Zoom at 7 o'clock, our governing board meeting. All committees will be up for grabs for new chairpersons and new co-chairs. I will no longer be the chair or co-chair of this committee because frankly, I just do not have the computer skills for it. I will still be very active, but I really, really, really would love to see some members who are currently on this committee and who are rock stars and just kick butt community activists to take over. So, and you know who you are, or anyone else. I don't want to play favorites. So, and any other committees you might want to start or might want to run for chair or co-chair, please come to our August meeting. Okay, so next is our meeting minutes for July. Laura, are you able to post those?
Yes,
Oh,
I can
thank
do
you
that.
so much.
I just have
And
to
I
find
believe
it.
everyone here except for Teresa was at our July meeting. So everyone gets to vote on whether we accept these minutes or not.
Okay, so can you see the
Yes, ma'am.
okay, so as I'm looking at them, can I change RID DM to RIDIC?
You can change any spelling errors that I make because
Well,
good Lord, I make a lot of them.
I can't guarantee even that I just spelled it right, but at least it's the right name. Still, it might be phonetic, but I know it's Riddick somehow.
All is good. I have no problem with people correcting my spelling. So if everyone wants, I'll be quiet. We can all review the minutes and just holler when you want Laura to move it up.
I can give you Linda's last name, Linda Fisher, if you want it. I don't know.
Fisher?
Yes,
Like
Thank
that.
you.
yes, there you go.
Okay. Oh, geez. Lizzie's name is not spelled that way, but how is it spelled?
I will just make note that I spelled it wrong.
Okay, because it's complicated.
Is anyone ready for us to move up the,
Yes.
thank you.
Tell me where I'm moving up to. Like here?
Yes. A little
Okay.
down.
No, I'm stopping.
Does anyone want us to move up some more?
Are we ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And I think for the PAD, you mean PAB, P-A-B?
You're right.
Okay. So I'm just gonna go through. I'm gonna send you this edit when we're done tonight, Bree.
I totally appreciate that. And I appreciate everyone being kind and pointing out what was wrong.
It's
Laura,
so
can you
easy to point out everybody else's mistakes. Don't worry about it. You did
No,
it.
it's nice. It's good that you pointed out because then I can fix things or Laura can fix them.
Well, you
But-
spelled it right once. So I mean,
No, more than once, but I think the computer was doing some autocorrect.
Autocorrect, yeah.
that
No, I
was it
understand.
probably. Right.
Yeah.
Laura, could you move it up a bit so folks can read a little bit more?
Yes,
I think it's long notes this month.
it was. Okay. Still working on these D's to B's, though. I will
Yeah,
say,
it probably
sorry.
changed them all for you at one time.
Yeah, I don't know how to do
How
that.
kind of it.
I don't know how to, yeah, look at that. Isn't it? I'll fix this later. So,
Yeah. Yeah, just let's scroll up and see. Can we, yes. Is that the end of it? Oh, no. one more
yeah,
page. Dang, we had a busy meeting last month.
we did.
All right. Is anyone ready to vote on the minutes yet?
Yes.
All right. Does anyone want to okay, first off, besides the corrections that have been done or pointed out, Does anyone else see other corrections that are needed?
No.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to make the motion that we approve the minutes with the corrections. Does anyone want to second that?
Sandra.
Sandra
you.
seconds.
Mhm.
Approve, Sandra. All right, how about, okay, everyone besides Teresa can vote on this. If anyone is completely opposed to us approving these minutes, please make your voice heard. All right, I hear no objections, so I'm going to say they are approved.
Perfect.
Perfect.
All righty, so next on our agenda is our wonderful Rec and Park leadership who are here today to just tell us what's going on at Rec and Parks Los Angeles, all of Rec and, the whole Rec and Parks as well as our area. So ladies, the floor is yours.
You want to go, Sharon? Or you want me to?
I'm just gonna go for Benny Potter and South Sea House. So South Sea House right now, there's a coordinator there helping out. Director is out ill right now, and that is Janet Williams, and she's been there now for about, I want to say about 10 days. She's doing a really good job there, and they're looking good. I hear Benny Potter has been getting a lot of graffiti. Donna's been in contact with me. We've been sending crews out there to clean, but I don't know how consistent they've been with taking off graffiti there. Isidore House.
They're doing well, Sharon. Thank you.
Good. Yeah, because we talked to the painters and we told them if they could try and go out at least every other day. And the step, if you report it, then they'll try and get out there faster. And then I think the Isidore House, there's no funding there from what I understand, right, Shinnery? And so it is going to be whatever you guys are working out to do with that.
We've got it. Thank you.
Great. And so then we are back to wearing masks everybody at both the rec centers and the outside. That just started this past weekend, and COVID cases at some of our centers are going up, so we're going back to wearing the protocols. And that's it.
Marion, can I ask a couple questions?
Sure.
When you say there's no funding, were you talking for Isidore? Were you talking about funding for the cameras or funding for just the work that needs to be done?
The work that needs to be done at the Isidore.
Sharon, sorry, Donna, did you say that your community group has the money to do the work that needs to be done, or were you just talking about cameras?
Those, we're still waiting for them to, UNNC to get things released from the city as far
Okay,
as
guys,
what voted on.
Wait, let me interrupt. I'm recused from that part of the conversation, so I'm going to walk away for a moment.
Okay,
Why are you recused? Okay.
because WAHA, which she is active in, is involved in that.
Okay.
part. So we're doing fine. I believe that the city will probably release at some time soon. We got everything in as we should have, as far as the request. There may be an 800 overage because it was 5,800. We may only get 5, but West Adams Avenue is going to cover that. So we're going to make sure it happens. So we're good with that. The
Cool.
cameras, the lighting, all the things that were requested in, what is it, neighborhood grant or whatever you call it.
Neighborhood purpose grant.
Yes. So that part we're just waiting on. And the rest of the, as far as funding for Isidore, we have it in play. And we're not gonna talk about anything until we have a closer in play.
Oh,
But
that for
we
the
feel like it. We've been working on this for about 15 years.
for the fixing for the cameras, or for more than just the cameras and lights?
Oh, no, it's the house needs, of course, like South Seas did.
Okay, so Donna, I'm trying to figure out.
Restoration and repair.
So you're saying that your group is working on getting the funding for the restoration?
We've been doing that for 15 years.
Okay, cool. Beautiful. Sharon, may I ask a question? Does this mean that because of the masks again, does that mean you've had to cut down on any of the activities that were going on, like the summer camps or any of the other stuff?
No, we haven't cut down. We're just like reinforcing them a little bit stricter now.
Beautiful. Cool. Thank you so much for letting us know what's going on at our local parks here.
Oh, can I, you know what, Doreen, I'm going to talk about Normandy. I didn't know that was your closest park, but they're running RBI baseball. I believe there's only like 4 games left. That was a free baseball program for that community. They had a pretty good turnout. They're offering universal play classes right now, which are $10 for like 8 weeks of classes. And they have judo going on there that just started, and they probably need more people to enroll in that. And then they are going to be starting up some clinics coming up, and those are $10 also. So
Clinics like soccer clinics and stuff like that?
Right, because there's a mini soccer field there now that got put in maybe like over the summertime, the beginning of summer. So
Well, it's a nice park. It's a really nice sized rec center.
right.
I enjoy going there. And
Well, I'm going to make that director come to these.
we'd appreciate it.
Hands up.
Go for it. Go for it, Laura.
Yeah, so yeah, Sharon, the thing is, just because a neighborhood council has a boundary, people who live just go where they go, right? So we serve our stakeholders. So Normandy would be on the boundary between UNNC and Pico Union Neighborhood Council, right at the edge. But what we know is that our young people in Harvard Heights and Angeles Vista, that is their park, right, basically, because it's a great park and it has baseball fields, right? You know, which is not usual at all, you know, many parks.
Right.
So it definitely draws from a larger footprint.
Right.
Any other updates from Rec and Parks that we want to include in today's meeting?
Well, I will say this. I will say this. I put in the e-blast that went out for UNNC from the mayor, but it's all the parks. I mean, the whole, you know, summer nights, summer this and that, and it was. We can always measure who's clicking on what item. So that was the item. It was click, 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 click. So that's what people. I think people are just eager to get out and do stuff, or were about 10 days ago anyway.
Yeah, because Normandy is a summer nightlight site, and they're doing stuff right now, I think 2 nights of the week.
Right.
Beautiful. Any other updates, ladies? Anything at all? All righty. Thank you. I really appreciate you. Of course, you can stay for the rest of the meeting. We love having you, but I just want to say I really appreciate that you guys show up. I know your work and you're tired, and really all you want to do is go sit in front of your air conditioner and maybe watch bad TV. I get it. Okay, so Rec and Parks map. Donna and Laura took on this deed. So Laura, would you like to show the map that you made?
Yeah, but nobody laugh at the unprofessionalness of it. It'll be cute, but it's not
I
a
think people
well.
here are that mean.
Yeah. So the sort of yellow mustardy color is the boundary for UNNC. So you can see we've got parks on the edge. Park number 4 is on the edge. Park number 3 is on the edge, but within our boundary. And then when we talk to people who live here and ask them, what park do you go to? A lot of people in Arlington Heights go up to Queen Anne.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people in Harvard Heights and Angeles Vista go to, I mean, different programs are at different parks as well, but, you know, tend to be at Normandy Recreation Center And a lot of Jefferson Park people, particularly those who are east of Arlington, it's easy to walk across 29th Street, which has a stoplight, over to the Lauren Miller Park, because you can cross Western very easily, without worrying about your kids. You don't, or 27th for that matter. So, so this is hardly a professional way to make a map. I apologize, but at least, as you can see, we have, sort of denoted which one's which. So
Laura, could we use this map anywhere?
Anywhere, anytime. It would be so much better if it was more professional, but absolutely.
Do we want to put it on our website, or?
Oh, how embarrassing.
This
Sure.
committee doesn't have its own website, or doesn't
Correct.
have its own Facebook page even.
Well, you know what? Let me also just ask Raheem if he can do it better. I mean, the same thing, but better. Because I mean, especially with a typo on spelling. The map is one thing. It's a image, and then everything else is in design. So if he can do us a better image, I can redo this, just reinsert it. So,
But I actually like it like it is. It shows the parks and it shows our boundaries. It doesn't look unprofessional at all.
well, thank you.
It doesn't. It looks good enough to be on there without having to, jazz it up. This is jazzy enough. It says what it needs to say. It lays it out. Beautiful.
The only thing I would add would be, I don't know if we need to add phone numbers.
Oh, right.
Other people's thoughts? Do you think phone numbers would be useful for?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I have to go back in because I really can't stand that I spelled West Adams Heights as Hetz. Now that I did. So it's no big deal to go back in.
You could do that. We will allow you to fix your spelling error so it doesn't make you pull out your hair, okay? We
Right.
get that.
Maureen, is Queen Anne part of UNNC too?
It is not
as-
within, it's not
Our
inside our
boundaries.
footprint.
No.
Okay.
But you see, in other words, if you see the mustard yellowy color, and then you see where Queen Anne is top left
Yeah.
of this, but it's only 3 blocks or 4 blocks from somebody who lives on 12th Avenue or Bronson near Pico.
So no, it's not in our footprint, but people in our residents
Correct.
of of this UNNC go to these parks. That was what she said.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Teresa's hand is up, and I want to respect people who are
Oh, sorry.
following rules.
No. I kind of agree with Laura on this. If we could have Raheem make these circles a little bit better, I mean, just maybe even do the footprint boundaries, maybe do it in black or do it in something that's a little more definitive, and make these circles a little bit better.
Yeah.
I think, that's just what I think. Okay.
Right. Well, there's an underlying map. It's just that I'm not a Photoshop person. So I'll talk to Raheem because I think there's something he or his team can just redo, but easy. I mean, look at what I've done, but then redo it professionally.
You took it and you ran with it. So for that, we are very appreciative.
Right.
I don't know if we need to take a vote on this or not, Laura. No. So, but I do thank you, Laura, for moving it forward by speaking to Raheem. Thank you, everyone, for your suggestions on ways to make the map better, and that it is actually quite good the way it is.
Well, wait. You didn't get the answer to your question, though. Do we want phone numbers?
I thought everyone nodded their heads.
Yes.
Does anyone not want us to put down phone numbers? Oh, Teresa, your hand is raised?
Yes, I have another question. What is the possibility of someone actually calling that number? Why are they going to call it? Who's going to answer it?
The Rex, I'm gonna call as a mom before I schlep my kids over there to see if they've got, you know, a soccer clinic.
Okay.
That would be the reason I'd want a phone number. I don't know who's gonna actually answer it.
Would it be better possibly to have the a link so someone can click on it and go directly to see the activities that are available at that site, or the link for that actual park?
I guess for some people, if you're asking me personally, for some people that might be good. For me, I'm a person who calls and talks. Yeah,
Okay,
I
I
guess-
was just wondering who's going to answer. I mean, are they staffed well enough to answer and say, oh, yes, we have a soccer clinic. You can find out more information if you go to our site, or yes, please stop by. We have flyers.
Pocket parks are not gonna have somebody there.
right, but the rec centers will,
The
won't they?
rec center will, correct. But the pocket parks, nobody's gonna answer there. There's usually not an office there.
Okay, so Teresa, suggestion of adding websites actually sounds awesome. Laura, would that be a,
It's
Just-
all, yeah, it's all doable. I don't know how often, maybe Sharon could answer this, how often the websites are updated. I mean, are the current activities showing usually on the individual links?
Yeah, I think pretty much. Like,
Okay.
I actually think if you go to the Recreation and Parks page and you type in the center, it'll come up with that park with what the programs are.
Right. If you type in a zip code, it'll bring up all the parks.
Right.
So.
And then if you pick the park you know you want to go to, it'll bring up what they're offering right now.
Sandra has her hand up.
oh, I didn't see that, I'm sorry. Sandra?
Yes, well, Leisure Shaw Park, my park is a pocket park, and we don't have anyone there, but Norman Gilmore used to be a board member in UNNC, worked really hard on the Leisure Shaw Park website. So if we are going to include more information, there's a lot of history there, and it would be great to put the website out.
Okay.
Okay,
So it has a standalone website.
yes, it does.
Perfect.
Sandra, could you share that with Laura, just in case she doesn't already have it?
Okay.
Well, I
Will
don't
do.
already have it, but I bet you I can. Yes, I'll be in contact directly with you, Sandra.
Okay,
Thank you. And I don't know if anyone else has their own little website, but that would be super duper awesome. Sandra, thank you for actually making that happen for that park.
sure.
But otherwise,
Does South Seas House still have a website that's sort of standalone? Because I know
Yes.
it did.
It does.
Okay. So you guys do know that the type will get smaller to fit all this, but that's okay. Well,
Right.
Well,
I mean,
only a
that-
little bit.
only a little bit.
Yeah, because you have like, look, you have I don't know, an eighth or a fourth, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, at the bottom. Yeah, you have a lot down here.
you know what, if this is just gonna be online, maybe we don't need the phone numbers, because if we're gonna have links, and the link will have a phone number on it. So I'm cool with that. If it's gonna make it way too unreadable, Laura, I'm completely cool with leaving the phone numbers off.
All right, well, let's just see what I can fit in and have readability. I actually chose the specific font that I'm using there because somebody told me this. Anyways, a font called Frutiger, and it's very readable even at a smaller size. So it might be okay. And also it's on the website, people can zoom in.
Mhm.
So, appreciate this, Laura, and thank you for thinking about reaching out to Raheem about make it even prettier.
Yeah.
If we are
Okey-doke.
done with this, I'd like to move on to item number 7 today. Thank you. So, folks, we've had a year worth of meetings, and we've come up with some really great ideas of what we should be doing, what this committee should take on and should do. But we haven't had a whole lot of people jump up and say, hey, they want to take on that duty. Laura, I hate to be a bother, but could you put back up the agenda and put it at item 7 so people can see what the
Sure.
list of things that people have said they wanted to do?
Yeah, hang on, because now I'm looking for stuff. Every time I go off and then come back on, everything's in a different order for some reason.
Yeah.
And then music shows up for some reason. I get that.
Yeah, I'm just looking for the agenda. So while I'm looking, keep talking because I will
All right.
find it.
So some of the things that came up were getting more pocket parks and more pop-up parks. Pop-up parks meaning a park in an area that is maybe under development or going to be developed soon. That was suggested at our September 2020 meeting. Oh, cool. Yes, if you scroll down. So there we go, pocket parks.
Right,
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see, I'd like to just talk about these. And if anyone says, hey, I really would love to take that on, say it, and then I'll put your name down on this list as the person who's going to do it. But if no one jumps at it, we could keep it on the agenda or keep it on the back burner if anyone does want to take it up. So is anyone interested in taking up and spearheading pocket parks and pop-up parks?
And does this item mean making more of them?
Yes. So if, and it means finding the land and convincing whoever needs to be convinced. That was brought up at our September 20th or September 2020 meeting, and honestly hasn't been acted on since then. So doesn't look like anyone is throwing their hands up in the air and saying they want that.
Yeah,
The next item, sorry, someone
I was
speaking?
gonna say, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm the person who brought it up when we were brainstorming, but I don't have a.
No, it was Hugo. And although Hugo's hair is as long as yours right now, I know the difference between the two of you. Prescott Court. This was suggested at our September 2020 meeting as well, as to get Prescott Court cleaned up and made a walking area and a friendlier pedestrian area. Once again, has not been talked about since then. Miss Sandra, do you want to take that on, or don't think it's necessary?
It's not necessary. What else can we do to it? It's a walkway, it's clean, you know. What more can we do?
That I don't know. It was brought up by someone who thought we should put in plants and lights and I don't know, disco.
Yeah. Somebody thought about that. We heard that when we were working on it back in the day as well. And I even heard recently somebody was talking about a fence, but that's definitely not going to happen. So,
Right.
You know. Okay.
Letter C, Quimby funds. Also suggested at our October meeting.
What are Quimby funds? I'm sorry.
Quimby, when developers develop and build in our communities, they have to set aside a certain amount of money for rec and parks. I don't know where the word Quimby comes from. It's an interesting word, but there's a whole list of funds that are available from different development projects. And according to, I believe it was Kimberly told us last time, or let us know that for the parks near us, Queen Anne has some money from Quimby funds that are being used to fix a roof, but none of our other local parks currently have Quimby funds. But what I envision is somebody will look every month at the list and see if any more funds are available in CD10 or in the UNNC boundaries that should be going to our parks. I'm going to say, if nobody has any objections, I really like to be the person dealing with the Quimby funds because this is my cup of tea. I kind of really love doing the policy and research.
Right, okay. And I have no objection to you doing that. And I would add that I don't know why we don't have Quimby funds being spent here, because I've heard from a couple of the different developers that they're being charged a lot of money, who are building in our area, being charged an awful lot of money to put into Quimby funds. And why are they not in turn just being spent here?
And that's another thing I would hope to look for, is figuring out where those funds are going and are they being misdirected? That sounds like people are doing things wrong. Are they being mistakenly put to other parks instead of our parks?
Right, because
I would love to take on Quimby.
Because there's one developer who I don't know if he's been able to reduce the amount, but he was gonna be charged $2.5 million total. And it's like, well, we could use that money. Where's it gonna be spent? But we don't, there doesn't seem to be a direct nexus to charging a local developer and then spending it in the same community.
It should be. And
Yeah.
it's honestly, it's set out to be like that. So I will take that on and I might
Sandra
reach
has
out.
her hand up.
Sorry, Sandra, go ahead.
No, it's okay. I just wanted to mention that at some of the meetings a while ago, the city controller, he had this really extensive spreadsheet of all the funds and where they're being spent and the like. So if you can, I forgot the website for that, but I seen stuff on there for, I saw Jefferson Park, a bid on there that Jefferson Park had back in the 90s and the money was still there. So I'm just saying if there is money and it's been allocated, maybe it will be on that worksheet.
I know there is a spreadsheet out there. The one I saw was for just current monies, but if there's historical stuff too, I will do everything in my power to track that puppy down.
Right.
Mhm.
So
Because
just to give
money is
you,
good.
yeah, just to give you a sense of it, Dorit, in the last, I want to say 10 years, I did some math for a different reason. We have approved, and they're either already built or in the process, more than 1,000 units. And I was really looking at how many were affordable, which was 540, but the others, so 450 units, maybe more, are regular market rate. So there should be, what is it, $14,000 per unit in Quimby funds, something like that.
Wow.
I mean, no, I mean, that may be the current, it may be a higher rate, but that's a lot of units. Where's the money?
Exactly. And that's what I hope to find out. Not saying I'm going to succeed, but I'm going to do my darndest to figure it out.
Cool.
Okay, so that was C. D is, okay, I really think that the map that Laura just did fits D, inventory of parks and green space and UNNC footprints.
Yes.
Right.
Super duper, yay, Laura, you did it.
Well, there may be a little more green space that's didn't show up on the map, but yeah, got the parks.
Laura, let yourself be patted on the back.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, sorry, my vision is going here. Okay, E. This was brought up by, I believe, Gavin in our February meeting. Having the park commission meeting happen at a UNNC park. I'm really believing that can't happen until next year if we're lucky, because I'm assuming the commission is still meeting remotely. So maybe we'll just put explore or revisit in 2022. How does that sound?
Sure.
Sounds good.
Oh my gosh, 2022.
I know. And
F.
to be
Go ahead, sorry.
realistic about it, it would
Mhm.
seem more likely that they could have a meeting in the big room at the Lauren Miller Rec Center, and there's probably also a big room at the Normandy.
Probably,
Yeah.
but we'll deal with that in 2022.
Well, 2022, put it on for 2022.
Okay, now this one, F, has been rolling about since the minute I moved here, and I'm sure 30 years before that. Doing something, reuse and reimagine the old Washington Irving Library. I know what I'd love to see it turned into, and I know everyone has an idea about this. But so far, this committee has not picked it up. I don't know if any other committee from UNNC is picking this up.
I don't know that any committee is. I know that Isaac has been trying to do something.
Right.
But I don't know what the something is. And then there's another coalition of somebodies who are meeting about it. And there's just lots of issues.
Right. Do we want this? Does anyone on this committee want to take this up and run with it? I'm not hearing anyone jumping up and down saying they want to do it. I'd love to, but I'm going to pass on this as well.
Right. I mean, I think it's something that should stay on your list until unless a different committee or board member takes it, because I think we owe it to our stakeholders that UNNC always keep its eye on that building.
It'll stay here, but it just, no one's jumped on it yet.
I
Maybe
know.
maybe when I solve Quimby funds, I'll do that.
Okay.
God, that was arrogant. Gavin, at our February 2021 meeting, suggested that UNNC help find a grant writer so to write grants for services and needed improvements, services and programs at our parks. Mostly he was concerned about Benny Potter, but all of our parks. Does anyone want to take up trying to find a grant writer or a grant writing committee to write grants for our parks? Hearing none, we will pass on that one. Okay, H, repair work. Oh, repair workout equipment at Benny Potter follow-up. Okay, I do remember this, Sharon. We did ask Lala about the equipment, you know, the exercise equipment that's at Benny Potter Park.
Yes.
There was some of it that was falling apart, and we did ask her to write a request to get it fixed. You don't by chance know if it got done, do you?
Well, nobody's reported, so I'm thinking it did, but I'll go back and look at her job orders if there is one in. Because if they complete it, they sign off, it's done. And I've not seen one come back that it was not done.
Job order.
I have my hand raised now.
Okay, go ahead, Laura.
Sharon, similarly, there along with the workout equipment, there was a bicycle repair station. So I would want to know what's the status with that.
What's the bicycle repair station?
Well, it's something UNNC purchased and installed with your permission in the park, not your personal, some while ago. And then we had a person who was watching over it for a long time, and then he moved away. But it's for people to be able to repair their own bicycles. So I don't know if it's still
actually on the
there.
park?
Yeah, in
Yes.
the where you know where all the workout equipment is in the little in the annex. It's within that or not. I mean, for all I
No,
know,
it's not.
long gone.
It's not there.
Great.
It got gone?
No, it's not there. It was never there. It's by the playground equipment over there, right in front of the playground equipment. It's a stand by the restrooms.
By the playground. So is it still there? Do you know?
Oh yeah, it's still there. It's just not functional.
And that was somebody's actually in there where they can use that to fix bikes?
And people could repair their
Yes.
own bike.
And
Was it
somebody
just
mans
wires?
it?
Is it?
No. So what happened was we had a heavy, we'll call him a bicycle enthusiast, right? He
Yeah.
rides a bike a lot. So he suggested we funded it. UNNC funded it. So it's an actual aluminum stand. It doesn't look like much of nothing. If you're not sure what it is, you won't know what it is. But and I don't know what they do there. You can fix your tires and stuff like that. But it's in the park. It's still in the park. It just needs to be updated, looked at to make sure it still has everything it's supposed to for them to be able to fix their bikes. Mhm.
I know that sounds like a dumb thing, but what used to happen was that there was a bicycle train, as it were, but people would meet there in the morning and together ride to work in West LA and Santa Monica. So they called that a bike train. So they put the bike repair thingy-majiggy into the park so people could, well, I mean, there was a reason behind all of it, but the bike train stopped when Michael moved away. But if the equipment is still there, you know, we should see what status it is and does it need a repair, and maybe have instructions so we who don't know what we're talking about could learn what we're talking about and keep it going. That's all. Because people do ride their bikes around here quite a bit.
Okay. Laura, that last part though, like having instructions, that really sounds like something UNNC should probably take care of, not ask Rec and Parks to take care of.
If it's still there.
Okay, so Sharon is going to see if the work order got completed for the workout equipment. What the bike repair thing is a new thing. who wants to take the responsibility to go over to Benny Potter Park and see if the exercise equipment looks in good shape and see if the bike stand is still there?
Sandra.
I'll do it. Oh, did you
I'll
say,
do
oh,
it.
Sandra, you're gonna do it? Okay.
No, Teresa, you can.
And I'll help you,
both can go.
Teresa. Teresa, I'll help you.
Oh, okay, Donna. We'll take a walk over and check it out.
Yeah, we actually should ask James and Ethan because they walk around here every day.
Well,
we're
I work
gonna
out
ask
over
James,
there. I go to
because
work
he
out over
likes-
there.
So
He
you
rides
use the
the bike
workout
a lot,
equipment,
so I
Sandra?
can ask him if this.
I'll check out the
is
bike
happening.
repair thing too. So I'll find out what's going on.
Okay,
And
Okay,
Teresa, you will both go look at some point.
okay.
We'll
So
know
I'll-
something before the next meeting, don't
so
we?
all three of you, Donna, Teresa, and Sandra, will all go over
We live
together
up the
or
street.
individually and
We
check
live
out
up
the
the
equipment.
street from it, so we're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
well,
just
maybe
walk
you'll have
over
a
in our
picnic
car.
and everything. Or play some
No.
basketball.
We have to wear masks.
Oh, that's true. Okay, the last item is last month, we talked about Shaw Park. A lot of the people who had suggestions aren't here tonight, and that's okay. Do we want or need a subcommittee to talk about, to implement or ask the city to implement any of the improvements that were suggested? Is this, do we want to Shaw Park subcommittee to the Rec and Parks Committee?
There's money now, so if nobody asks for it, they'll never get any.
Money for what?
Where money?
Anything that needs to be, like we're doing the walkthrough over at Benny Potter, someone can do the same at Shaw. And if
Well, this park is
anything
only
needs repair.
4 years old. The
The
park is
baby.
fine. That's right. The
Okay.
park is fine. We worked really hard on that park. There's no
Well-
changes that need to be, there's nothing that needs to be fixed. It might need a little more cleaning. It needs a little more TLC. But I talked to a guy about that, and they have 180 parks, and they are, doing their best to keep it. I've gone up to the park in the last 2 weeks. Every Thursday when I'm there, passing out the food boxes at the church. And I walked up there periodically to talk with the people in the neighborhood who are attending the park, and also to see with my eyes what it looks like. And I'm very pleased with it. Like I said, a little trash here and there. It could be a little bit more, a little bit less. Other than the overgrown shrub vegetation, that park is what the community asked for, and we are very happy with it. The people who are making suggestions about it, it's unfair for them to be making suggestions, really, because they are reaping the rewards of a 40-year struggle. It took us 3 years to get that park fixed. They didn't come asking us. We went demanding it from them. I want us to remember that. The people who are complaining have the luxury of being at home in the daytime, but the people who worked really hard on that park can't even use the park basically until the evenings when they get off from work. So when they're talking about the shade, I haven't seen any parks with shade over the swings. We have the shade that we have. Like I said, we are very pleased with it. The community came together and we worked hard on it. And we want to be respected for the fact that we worked on it, and not to have new people come in complaining and getting West Adams involved in something that when we first started going to that park, as it looked, the daycare down the street, my daycare, and the new building blocks preschool, it was only one big tree in the middle with nothing else, and old metal playground equipment that was entrenched in sand, unsanitary, dirty sand. When we took our kids to the park, we would clean the sand out ourselves. And there was, where was the concern then? We dealt with this for a very long time. And like I said, they didn't ask us, we demanded it. And we know it's a mission accomplished, and we're very pleased. And we want that to be respected and valued.
So we don't need to have a committee. I is not necessary then.
No.
Cool.
Because what it starts to do is, I just want to mention this too, it starts to separate the people in the community. It'll become the old people complaining against the new people with all these wonderful suggestions. And that is not really appreciated.
So
So you're saying you don't want any new suggestions? You
No, I'm not saying I don't want any new suggestions. What I'm saying is, what are you suggesting? What can we do?
I'm not saying, but the people that live in Jefferson Park might have.
I live in Jefferson Park. I talk to the people. I'll go to the park and ask them what's going on. And the little group of people huddling together, I'm like, hi,
I'm
I'm
not
Sandra
here to
Pruitt.
argue. All I'm saying is,
I'm not arguing. I'm going to finish my point, though. I talk to the people in the
nobody's asked
neighborhood.
you not to finish your point, Sam.
But then let me finish
And
it.
I'm not in the position to want to argue with you.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
your
But
part, so I
Exactly.
shouldn't say nothing. That's what you're telling me.
I'm not
And
saying
I
that.
will leave the meeting. Thank you, Sandra.
Okay, bye. That's
Leave.
not okay. That's not okay. That's not professional at all. So I shouldn't have nothing to say. You know, that's not okay. That's the problem. Mm-mm.
I'm sorry,
We
Sandra.
can move on.
Okay,
Mhm.
Teresa has her hand up.
Yes. I feel like no matter what, there's always room for improvement.
Mhm.
So yes, it needs to be respected that the community did a lot of work in that park. But even like in Benny Potter Park, I'm a tree person. We can always have more trees. The city's working on a tree inventory right now. The mayor wants to put in 90,000. He already has 42,000. We're trying to get 46,000 more trees planted. Having trees provide shade. It helps mitigate pollutants. There's so many benefits to that. But for me to make a suggestion about trees isn't saying that the park isn't great or there was a lot of work that was done to make it great. It's just saying that everything can have some improvement. So I don't know if we necessarily need another committee or subcommittee for it, but I don't think anyone's saying that. I certainly feel like I can say that Donna was not saying that hard work wasn't done beforehand. I'm just saying that everything can use improvement. You know, as soon as you finish renovating your house, you're like, shit, I should do that. Oh, I could have done that. Oh, things can always get better. So
There's no one here who wants it right now, so I say that we just move on. So of all of these items, so far the only ones that we're going to do anything with is the Quimby funds. Laura already did the map. Yay, Laura. And what was H? And look at if the repairs were done for Benny Potter Park. So basically, out of all of these, only 3 actually happened, or 3 are going to be moving forward. Yes, Miss Sandra.
And I'm thinking about the pocket and pop-up parks. Yeah, we have some areas that could use that, so I'll take that.
Super duper, thank you. I'm going to make you in pink, Sandra.
Right.
Thank you. Does anyone want to take a second look and see if they want to jump on anything? I don't. Frankly, I don't think we need to do everything. I think some of it could wait until later. I don't like burning people out, especially me.
Right.
Right.
I'm not someone who wants to do too much. Okay, folks. Ideas for next steps, ideas for next meeting. Throw them on out, folks. I've got a pen and I'm writing them down.
Yeah, Doreen, it would be interesting to throw out have a discussion about that I saw on the Jefferson Park Facebook page about the Arlington and Expo parcel. You know, the
that's what I'm gonna look
possibility.
into.
Yeah, something to look into it, but have a discussion at the next meeting. I do not know what the city or Metro plans to do with that land, but that would be good to ask the question as well. Because
What are all the cross streets there?
It's Arlington, and it's where they've done all the staging for the construction of first the Expo line and then the LAX Crenshaw line. So
Can you give me the cross streets?
Expo Obama. Arlington Expo Obama.
Right. So it's
Thank
on
you.
the southwest of the intersection of Expo and Arlington and goes
Super
down
duper.
to Obama.
Okay, did I hear Sandra say she's going to take this and run with it? Or did I
Yes.
just imagine that?
I said that.
Yay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Miss Sandra.
Mm-hmm.
Any other ideas, folks, for next month's meeting?
That might take a good 30-40 minutes of discussion.
And I don't think we should overpack an agenda. So if no one has
Right.
any ideas, we can adjourn 25 minutes early.
Okay.
All right. So Anything from anybody anymore?
Do you want me to stop the share at this point?
Oh, yes, yes, so we can see each other.
Okay. Cool.
Sandra, is your hand up?
Oh, yeah, I'm just gonna always be an advocate for Leisure Star Park. And it's not that it doesn't need any, whatever people are thinking, but for 40 years, nobody thought of anything. And so 4 years later, we'll count 5 years later, then we everybody we have suggestions, and that I'm just once again saying, give it a chance, let it breathe a little bit. Let us appreciate our hard work. Thank you.
It will. All righty, if no one is anything else, let's go enjoy this extra 25 minutes that you get back on your Monday evening.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
I'm pausing the recording. I mean,